Fancy a pair of trendy torn jeans for $400, a slinky little top for around $1,200, or maybe just the thought of such extravagance fills you with horror. Well, either way, this is the story for you. A rags to riches tale of self-made millionaires, of Sass and Bide and three young fellas who founded the Ksubi label, the hottest of the hot young Aussie designers. How they went after a slice of the $200 billion international fashion market. How they conquered snooty upmarket New York. And for the Ksubi boys, how they fared when Carson Kressley, yes, that Carson, cast his queer eye over them and their creations. Occasionally in this job you catch a glimpse of dreams realised, of deserved success from small beginnings. Here in New York I found such a story. On its crowded sidewalks and busy streets, I found two of the most fashionable names in fashion, and they're Australian.
I think they've got a lot of personality. You know, it's the sizzle that sells the steak.
And the world has come gushing to their door.
I'm absolutely in love with you guys, hands down favorite designer.
Thank you.
And I'm not just saying that, I swear to God.
If they're rapidly becoming the name on everyone's lips, that's largely because they're being seen on some very famous hips. Madonna, Kate Moss and Robbie Williams in Ksubi jeans. Paris Hilton, Sarah Jessica Parker and Kylie and Elle in Sass and Bide. Even Mick Jagger's daughter, Lizzie.
As a woman, do they make you feel special, powerful?
Yeah, sexy.
In New York, it was Fashion Week. Few are invited, fewer succeed. At the casting for models for their show, Heidi Middleton and Sarah Jane Clark, the women behind the Sass and Bide label, were still soaking it in.
It's really a bit surreal, actually. I mean, here we are in New York, two best friends from Brisbane, casting these amazing girls with a beautiful collection. It's like, we've got to pinch ourselves.
Yeah, we do. We did that in the taxi on the way from the airport, you know. Just had a little moment. Bestie moment.
Yeah.
We'll go get them.
So,
Yeah,
thank you. Thanks.
Theirs is an incredible story. Their base is now Sydney, but they grew up in Brisbane. Sarah Jane was an accountant and Heidi worked in advertising. Best friends who shared a mutual passion for fashion.
I actually was working at an advertising job just down the road from where Sarah Jane and her family were living in Brisbane, and I'd sneak out at lunchtime and we'd get on the sewing machines and take up our Levi's and, you know, do things to them, and we'd have a little tailor down the street in West End that we'd go and have little customised outfits made.
Yeah, like I'd have a blue linen one and she'd get a pink linen one, and then we'd wear our pearls together and off we go.
Can either of you sew?
Oh, yeah. We can sew like
Buttons
seams.
I made a pillowcase once. Sewing class.
Seeking inspiration from weekend markets, they started making clothes. At first just to please themselves, but soon Heidi and Sarah Jane realised they had a talent and the desire.
Do you know what era, roughly?
I would say about 1940s.
40s, beautiful.
So 5 years ago, and with no formal training, they quit their jobs and risked everything to begin their Sass and Bide business.
We started really designing or working off my kitchen bench at Bondi. So we were there for probably about 2 months, and then we found this little hole in the wall in Double Bay, which was fantastic.
And the rent was something like $75 a month rent, so it was perfect. And
$385 a month.
Oh, what was it, 75 a week, wasn't it?
That's the accountant.
Yeah,
that's the accountant,
exactly.
and you're
That's
the creative one. I get it.
The tale of the Ksubi boys is remarkably similar. Like the girls, the boys have no formal experience.
So the world's worst home decorating show.
George, Gareth and Dan grew up as surfing mates, bumming around on the beach, drinking beer and moaning about uncomfortable jeans.
We wanted to make like a new pair of jeans look like they were an old pair of jeans, but I had no idea how to do it. So we just played around in the backyard with some grinders and some sandpaper and made all these jeans and washed them, and that's kind of how it ended out.
Yeah, as soon as you put them on, you felt like they were your old favourites, or just feel comfortable in them, you know.
They made the jeans and then discovered they could make a quid. They tapped a chord with a market desperate for something different. They also discovered a talent for self-promotion, most memorably 4 years ago when the Tsubi boys made world headlines by turning a catwalk into a rat walk.
We were sitting around and Gareth said to me, he goes, what girl do you reckon we should get to come out first? And I went, oh dude, I don't know. If I could have any choice, I'd have a rat. And then we just went, oh, why don't we have the rats come out first? That would be awesome.
The stunt sent their business ballistic. And that irreverent, high-energy, in-your-face marketing strategy has helped take them from nothing 4 years ago to selling in 16 countries. The boys are now worth millions. Not that you can really tell. In this cutthroat, ferocious world of fashion, how do you three survive being so laid back?
We're kind of laid back. We just work really hard. We've got really good people around us. It's kind of, I don't know. We do our best. We work like we're not stupid either. Do you know what I mean? Like we might be laid back and things, but we kind of know what's going on.
So forgive the cliche, but right now, the Tsubi boys are on top of the world. They're in New York to open their first American store. Yet, if there's any certainty in fashion, it is that it's fickle. What's considered cool today can be stone cold tomorrow. It was time to put Tsubi to the test.
Well, hello. Hi.
Hey guys, what's up, Dan?
Hi, Dan.
Yeah, nice to meet
Carson.
you.
Gareth.
Gareth.
Nice to meet you, man.
George. What a bunch of cuties. Hi. Well, let's just go in the back and snuggle.
Really?
Are we supposed to look at the clothes? Are these Tsubi?
They are Tsubi,
Let's
yes.
turn around and take a look at the wagon you're dragging.
They're kind
Cute.
of a bit saggy, huh?
Your Tsubis are sagging. But it's okay. It's because of all that wagon you're dragging.
Queer Eyes Carson Kressley clearly liked what he saw.
Takes your
I think
breath
I'm
away.
too big of a gal for Tsubi.
Come on, man, you can do it.
I need super Tsubi.
Does that stuff work for you, the Tsubi jeans and the shirts?
I like the Tsubi jeans. The micro mini, maybe not so much because you might see my stubby. But the rest of it I kind of loved.
But why does it work? Why do you think it is good stuff?
You know, I think it's authentic. I think those guys, come from a very real place and they were, surfers and lived that lifestyle. And I think it reflects that. And anytime things are authentic, they're always better. Yeah, look at that.
Are you wearing Tsubis tonight? Look at that.
No, maybe I will be later though.
In Carson's eyes, it's no fluke that these three very straight Aussie guys are proving successful.
Going out tonight.
Hey, Carson, you wanna give us that jeans?
Thanks, kids.
Their lack of training and a cheeky Australian willingness to have a go has freed them to create clothes that don't follow the rules. And the market has responded. But I look at the traditional Australian male, and this is a stereotypical image that it was...
I love looking at the traditional Australian male.
And they
Take your shirt off, Peter.
I wouldn't do that to you, Carson.
Please.
No.
Tempt me.
No.
Don't.
My wife wouldn't allow it.
Really?
No, she loves you though.
I could call her. Look at your little shoestring there.
Don't lift that anymore.
Calm down. I know you've got a fiance.
Your best bit of advice to them though, Carson?
I'd say keep being themselves. Keep it real. Let's go do Fashion Week. Get my sweet ride, as we say.
And with that,
Okay,
Carson
climb
and the
on in.
boys
Quick like bunnies.
set off into the New York night.
There you go.
You got to take me too, mate.
Okay. Can it get me better?
Next morning, another location, another star. These days, for Sass and Bide, the big names come to them. Supermodel Helena Christensen, now a photographer, offered to shoot their ad campaign. She was also happy to pose for them as well. What do you like about their clothes?
They're very special. They all look handcrafted. They look like they really put their own heart and soul into them. It's nothing manufactured.
It's good because it suits her.
Such word-of-mouth approval has helped propel their brand. But it was a chance encounter that proved their big break. 3 years ago, while walking around New York, they ran into Sarah Jessica Parker on location for Sex and the City.
she called us over. And she loved what we were wearing. She was like, who are you and where are the clothes from? And I love your look. And the next day we were in her trailer with our suitcase pulling out our Sass and Bide pieces, pulling out our wares. And she ordered 80% of the collection at the time, which was big for us.
Oh, relax. I've watched it
When
already,
Sarah
and I'm
Jessica
telling
started
you,
wearing their designs
this is
on
really
her show, they
Oliver's
knew
taking
they
the
were
bundle
on their
of
way.
eight.
And surely they must know they've made it when they can go window shopping at Bloomingdale's and at Sass and Bide in prize position in its front window.
Yeah, it looks great.
In just 5 years, their personal wealth has gone from zero to $18 million.
Thank you for coming, though.
For Carl Ruttenstein, Bloomingdale's powerful fashion director, his business and their clothes are a neat fit.
They're selling really, really well. Our customers like the fit and they like the cachet of coming from Australia. And we think it's just the beginning. We think it's going to be a great explosion in growth for us.
Selling like hotcakes.
Walking out of the store.
It's the day before the show, and Lizzie Jagger has come bounding in for her fitting.
In the cutthroat world of fashion, I heard you actually wanted to do the Sass and Bide show.
Yeah, I did. I did want to do this show.
I mean, she looks great in the clothes, so we want the girls that look good in the clothes, that have the confidence and that walk well and
Yeah, who can pull it off?
pull it off. So
And Lizzie can, can't you?
Thank you.
As the girls get ready, downtown the Ksubi boys are already well into the swing, with the opening of their new store, the first of a planned worldwide chain.
Oh my God, they're all here tonight.
These are exciting times for Australian fashion in New York.
My mum, she would be the proudest mum in the world ever, I'd say. She's got this scrapbook that she's collected ever since the beginning.
Australian tenacity, Australian irreverence, a little luck and a lot of work are being rightly rewarded and recognised.
you're not having fun, just like...
With the real promise that these Australians and their designs can achieve fashion longevity.
I think when you're true to yourself and you believe in yourself and your product and you stick with it, I think people react to that, and I think that's what makes a classic.
As for Sass and Bide and their New York Fashion Week launch, well, apart from a slight hiccup when they were briefly locked out of their own show,
Sass and Bide, it's our show, it's on at 7 o'clock. We need to go to our tent.
behind the scenes and front of stage, everything went off without a hitch. Surely a sign of even better things to come.
This is really where all the big players are. So for Sass and Bide to be amongst the Donna Karans and all that it's great.
Hello, I'm Sarah Abo. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our Extra Minutes segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.